by the end of this video, I'll have finished all the bits and pieces on the engine, so I can actually trial fit it in the car. So, well, keep watching and see what happens. It definitely will be done. The problem I've got at the moment, I'm ready to put the engine in, or offer it up, but I wanted to get these two bolts out, because these were the mounting bolts off the engine. Now they won't come out. I've tried the old nut runner thingy, whatever it is. So what I'm going to do, a bit crude, I'm going to take reciprocating saw, get my hand out of the way, and I'm going to cut right way down there, take that piece off, and I'm going to see, once that's off, I'll see if I can get a bit of heat in there. I think if I can get a bit of heat on the alley without putting too much in it, I might stand a chance of loosening it. So let's get this. Well, put a lot of heat on it. I use one of these little gas cylinder, butane gas things. It got really hot. I'm a bit frightened about doing too much damage to it. So I've tried putting heat on it, using that runner. What I might do is just put a big bar on it and see what happens. Give it one more go, bit of heat, and a long bar. If it doesn't go, then I'm going to drill it out. So I don't want to break all this bit in here, because that's what the engine mounts on. Well, after an hour of drilling, I managed to get that bolt out. Not sure what's in there actually. I reckon this must be some sort of a rubber bush or some sort. Anyway, that bit's, it's all nice and free there. I'll drill that one out now. Hopefully I can just, once this one's drilled out, then I can just tap this back out through there. It's got to be some sort of bush, isn't it? You reckon? Well, it took me quite a few hours drilling these out, but as you can see, this is the bit that was on the back. Actually went a little bit crooked. I'll come out the top of these. But the good news is I've got it out. I'm really glad I made the effort of doing it now. So I don't think I would have had a major problem if I didn't do it like this. There's some 10mm bolts. That'd be absolutely fine. I've actually got, because I went out a little bit, half the bolt's still in there, so I'm going to grind that off. And there's a bit on the other side which you can't actually see. But I'm going to leave them in. I'm not going to try and get them out because it makes the hole bigger. And what I'll do while I've just drilled and cut these out. They're just sort of rough at the moment. On the holes is slightly out. That one there is slightly out. So I need to just file it a little bit. But that's going to be the idea of it. I'm going to sort of put it on there, clamp it together, put an infill in there and weld it. And then I've got to make a little bracket to go from here up to there. That's the support for the slave cylinder for the clutch. So that's all good, isn't it? There's a bit of a tidy up. There's a little tiny bit out on that hole, but still, that'll be alright. Right, this is all bolted up nicely. I'm quite happy with that now. Looks quite good, doesn't it? Now I need to cut a piece of metal out to go in here and go up there to support that bit of a bracket, because that is part of the slave cylinder for the clutch. Getting a bit low on metal, so I'll show you what I've got. Well, I might have mentioned this once or 1,000 times before, but always keep all your bits of metal, that even little offcuts. I know you can't really see so much, but there's loads of bits under there. I'm sure they're all coming in with something. This piece here was, you might recognise it's the bottom of an air compressor. That's the piece I need, so I'm going to cut that out and use that. Right, that's the last bit of the engine done, or modifications to the engine, so I can actually start fitting it in the car. This is the last bit I've done, which is the engine mount. I modified it quite a bit. I took the old one off, blah blah blah. I've got to weld this, but I don't want to weld it in this garage because obviously I've got my car over there and loads of petrol and loads of things that go bang when they ignite. So I've got to just push this into the other garage and weld it up. And off of here, this is where the engine mount starts getting a bit funny, because I don't know if you remember what these look like. They sort of come up in here like that, and they turn this way. So I'm not sure how it's going to marry up. Anyway, we'll see, won't we? What we call that? What should we call that? Just over 33, just under 34. Same the other side. So it should be clearance there. I've jacked it. I've got it on 2 trolley jacks at the moment. One there, over there. Get my big banana hens out of the way. And I've also got the gearbox support under there. That does actually, believe it or not, does actually lift the car up. So I'm just sort of doing a belt and braces. So I'm just getting ready now to roll the engine in. Then I can lower it back down again, hopefully. Well, this is the moment I've been waiting for. I've got to get that engine out there. I've got to clear it out a little bit. It's got to go underneath me, Austin. Well, wish me luck. I've got it all strapped down. 4 straps in the corners, 1 in each corner. And I've just put that blue one over the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do it gently. I'm hoping it's going to fit through this little gap here. Should do. But just take my time, I think. I'm going to try and remember not to push the engine, just push the base. Remember, I'll get the carpet up there first. That's it, right there. It's right there. Yep. Oh, that was an easy one, what I thought. Just got to go over that way a bit. Can you see it all right? Well, the engine's in a sort of very, very rough position at the moment. But what I want to do now, I'm just going to lower the body down and see where it sits. So I can get the body down and put it back on some axle stands. It gives a bit of a fighting chance to work out what's what. Looks like it's going to fit, doesn't it? Well, anyway, it's just let the jacks down. Well, that's the engine sort of in. I'm going to play around off camera, just lowering it down and moving it about a little bit to see where it's going to go. But I think I can lower it down quite a bit actually. I might have to change the axle stands, get some shorter ones. We'll see. Anyway, what do you reckon? It fits alright, doesn't it? Got a nice little fit. Yeah, I've even got it round the right way. I think this is where all the problems are just going about to start now. Well, I've lowered it down. I think the engine's got to go forward a little bit more. You can't really see it, but that screwdriver sticking out. That's where the drive shaft goes across into there. So I've just got to play around with that at the moment. I just need to sort of, don't want to rush anything at the moment because I've spent a lot of time doing this. So I think it's roughly about where it should be. I couldn't work out really where the engine is, where the centre line of the engine is, because it can go to the right quite a bit more. What I might do, take an educated guess and measure the hole from the gearbox to the bottom pulley, measure that, half it, and call that the centre line. So I think it needs to go to the right a bit more. What do you reckon? There's a bit of a gap there, up there. It's quite, not tight there, but it does need to go to the right a bit. But I can play around with it. What I need to do now is just get rid of the jacks. I can't go around, I was going to show you inside. I'm going to play around with getting rid of the jacks and sit the body about where it is, because I think that's quite a nice ride height. I can't really see it now. The wheel's sort of roughly in place here. So I'm going to get the jacks out of the way. And we're knifing. Well, I'll put the engine in very, very, very roughly. I think it's got to go up a bit higher actually. But I can work that out because that's where the drive shaft goes in. I don't think you see it. Let's put the light on. Hang on. Sorry about that. With the screwdriver sticking, that's where the drive shaft's going. Anyway, a couple of quick. I just wanted to set it up very roughly to see what problems I'm going to come across. Firstly, I made these two chassis rails, which is here. I made them quite a while ago. And at the back there, you see them, they sort of fit quite well. I'll get my, yeah. So they fit quite well, same as on that side. The rail goes up through there, up there. Let's go on the other side. It comes to there, which is, I think it's going to work out quite well like that. But I did have another piece of tube there to go from there to the other side. So what I want to do a loop, come here with a loop, and over and back down. Other problem, alternator is hitting there, but it might not be hitting because I don't know where the engine's going to go yet. The engine mount on this side, that's going to be easy to make something from there to there. But then again, I think the engine's got to come up a bit more, so I need some little jacks. That side there, it's actually resting on the engine mount that I made a little while ago, so I'm going to have to modify that somehow. And also, what I will do, I think, once I'm happy where the engine is, I'm going to get a bit of round bar, go from there, right to the other side, there. Just there. Because I know I've got to hang something off of it, I can't remember what now. Anyway, that's sort of roughly, so it's sort of taking shape. I just want to see roughly the problems I'm going to have, which are going to be thousands and thousands. But I think initially I need to find a way of jacking that engine up. Because I think the car's sitting, when I put the wheel on the car a little while ago, it's sitting about right at the back. The front's up in the air because there's no weight in there. But I think I need to find a way of jacking that up next. Then I can line it all up. Well, all in all, what do you reckon? I think it's going to be a really good project. Lots of work to do. I think the work's just about to start now. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, it'd be fantastic if you could. It doesn't cost you anything. Like the videos, and the best part I like is comments. Say what you think of the project so far. You know, would you do it differently or whatever? Anyway, that's where we are at the moment. And I'll see you again shortly. Bye now.